Hello, Carrots here. Welcome to part 19 of my 30 grandchildren badge attempt, or the head of the household badge attempt. The requirement is Jerry gets 30 grandchildren. Jerry is the mother of 15 who lives in the house that you can see on the screen at the moment in the world of Cake Island, which was made by Reflong 7. In the last episode, Robbie and Candice went to Cornucopia world on a vacation, just finding out how they got along together and if they'd be happily married eventually. Robbie is Jerry's son and he needs to have babies if Jerry is ever going to get any grandchildren, and Candice was made especially for Robbie, and apparently they decided that they would work very well together, thank you very much, and had a private wedding right at the end of the previous episode. We're still in Cornucopia. They've realised that their fishing skill wasn't quite up to the level required to let them read all of the fishing bait books. So they've come back to the little pond with the gnome on top of the hill in the middle of it, just to get their fishing skill up a little more. They went back there again later on, but I didn't video that part, and the next time they were there, the gnome was gone, and I found it lying on its back on the ground, just behind where Robbie had been standing. So Robbie scooped him up and put him in his pocket and took him home, so now they've got an extra gnome in their household. When they'd done enough work on their fishing skill, they wandered off to the nearby festival grounds, where Robbie cooled down with an ice, and Candice decided to go skating. She was excited because she'd now got her skating skill up to the maximum level, and she could even skate backwards and do spins and all sorts of things. So she was having a wonderful time. When Robbie finished his ice, he went and picked wildflowers for a while, just to help pay for all the books they'd been buying, because they were reading all of the recipes and all of the fishing bait books before they returned home. Looks like Robbie dropped his ice and had a tiny tantrum over it, and that paparazzi self-combusted on their doorstep because she was just out in the sun all of the time, would never leave them. So luckily Robbie was there, and he came out with the fire extinguisher and tried to put her out, but he couldn't get her put out, so she just simply vanished. But she was back again the next day, so I don't know where she went to when she vanished. But Robbie, he worked really hard at getting her put out. Eventually he just gave up, walked off, left her to it. And then she was gone. Then Robbie thought he'd better clean up the papers, because they have now finished reading all of their books that they needed to read. They've learnt all of the recipes because they got their cooking skill up to level 10, so they were even able to read ambrosia. And Robbie's fishing skill got up to level 10 as well, and Candice's fishing skill, well, she got to about level 8 in fishing, and you only needed to get to level 7 to be able to read all of the fishing bait books. So they were feeling very well prepared for futures together. That was the raccoon that just walked past their window. Candice is absolutely ecstatically happy because she's married and she's got Robbie, and they're going to have lots of babies, and she needs to have 5 babies and raise them from baby to teen to get her lifetime wish, and she wants to have a baby right now. At least she won't have to produce all 30 grandchildren, because Robbie's got 14 siblings to help. Between them they should get 30 grandchildren, I think. But I'm sure this pair are going to have at least 5. See, Candice has got babies on her mind, and she's got a hugely valuable wish to have a child right now. But I'm not going to allow that. We can't start having grandchildren until all of the siblings have been married and moved to their own homes. And talking about their own homes, it's time for Robbie and Candice to head off to their home. But first, Robbie better not forget his guitar that he's left out on the beach. I don't think he could live without his guitar. So as soon as he's picked that up, they're going to set off for home. And we will land at his family home with Jerry and his remaining 13 siblings. Javan has already married and moved out with Gwen, and Robbie and Candice are going to move into a house that's right next door to Javan and Gwen. But first, they will enjoy some of Joni's guitar playing with a few of the other teens who are Robbie's younger siblings. all of these little teens will need to age up to young adult, get married and move out before I'm going to allow Robbie and Candice to start their babies, because we need that to happen that way if all of the grandchildren that are born will be counted as part of the 30 grandchildren that we're after. If any of them are born earlier, and it is possible a few will be, well then those early births won't be counted as part of the 30 grandchildren. Now here's a quick overview of the neighbourhood around where Robbie and Candice are about to live. Right next door to them is Robbie's brother Javin and Gwen. Across the street from Robbie and Candice is the Webb family. Remember them from the last episode as Dave Webb and his partner Ursula Gammon, who is the witch, and they have got 2 children, a toddler and a baby, and the toddler at least is also a witch. And now Elsa Blackburn has moved in directly across from Javin and Gwen because she has decided that Javin is meant for her and she is chasing him relentlessly. She even gave him flowers while he was still standing under the wedding arch at his wedding to Gwen, and Gwen's none too happy about the situation. Let's see how the 3 of them work that out. I'll be moving Elsa out of there as soon as I can, but it won't be until I'm able to put Sims in the 3 extra houses there, because she'll just move straight back in again. And the final house there I've got marked as Tony McLean's house. Tony is living with his partner and their toddler son, and Tony is the father of Javin and Robbie and their siblings. Here's Robbie and Candice at home in their new home, and I have gone all through the house. I've upgraded lots of things that they've got in their home. I decided, since this is the room that the TV is in and they're both couch potatoes, that it's probably going to be the room that they spend more time in. So I've given them 4 brand new bookshelves. There were bookshelves in there already, but they were just ordinary bookshelves. These are the Poetic License bookshelves, and they are worth 6 environment points each and 6 fun points. I've upgraded their kitchen, I've upgraded their bathrooms, and I've upgraded their bedrooms. They're not top of the range, but I've got good high value items. I don't know why I kept saying bookshelves when I clearly meant bookcases, but you know what I mean now. They've got 4 bedrooms, 3 of them are set aside for children that they don't have yet, and each of the child bedrooms has a bunk bed, and the parents have a nice big bedroom with 2 cots there, so they can have possibly a maximum of 8 babies, provided that the last 2 don't go beyond toddler stage, before I would have to come back in here and do something to expand the facilities. I've put child-friendly items in the backyard as well, sandbox and a cubby house in a tree, swings and that sort of thing. So we'll leave Robbie and Candice to live their life the way they would like to live it and get on with arranging another wedding. The next one, of course, will be Alicia and Dennis, with any luck. No longer are Sims only trying to find the imaginary friend metamorphism potion. More and more of them have already made their imaginary friends real, but they still want to find more potions. Just watch Alicia. She is crazy. She does, I just almost missed that, but I mean, she does that sort of thing all the time. She and Dennis are such a fun couple. Can't wait to get them sent away together. That's Wilfred. He's just making many potions. Now, the one in the red shorts, of course, is Lynette, and the other one is Dennis. Now, Dennis is destined to be Alicia's partner, but they're the 2 that have to go off together on vacation next. But I don't think they'll be leaving on this episode, because there's too many other things happening at home this episode, and I've got a special world for them to go to as well. Dennis, of course, is in the painting career, but he's not getting to the top very quickly because I keep liking what he paints, so I don't sell them. And he needs to sell them if he's going to get to the top of his career. I'm sort of sabotaging him, which is sad, I suppose, but that's what I'm doing. Poor Dennis. Since Robbie and Candice moved out, there was room for one Sim to move in, and Larry moved in. He is the future spouse of Lynette, and she's the one standing there in the red shorts painting. So she's happy now. She's finally met the love of her life, even though she doesn't really know that that's what he is just yet. Lynette just knows as much as Larry knows. They've each been told that they are to marry and have lots of babies. End of story. Now they've just got to work out how they're going to do that. He's come here so they've got a chance to get to know each other. They've got time. They'll gradually get to know each other, and Larry is going to learn skills. That's what he's doing at the moment. He is working on his gardening skill, and he's got lots of other skills he's going to have to learn before there will be any marriage. Dolores is upstairs sitting in a comfortable chair reading recipes. She's got to learn lots of recipes, and she's got to read all the fishing books as well. You're going to see lots of this household reading from their tablets, and they're all going to be studying recipes and fishing bait books. But the two most interesting things that Dolores has in her pocket at the moment is the imaginary friend metamorphism potion and an imaginary friend named Wiggles. I'm constantly trying to find which Sims have started a painting and not completed it, and then telling him to go and finish it. And so I've just sent Kendall there to finish off that painting. Meanwhile, Dolores has turned up. She's thinking about Wiggles. She's wanted to turn Wiggles real for a while, but there hasn't been room in the household for her to do it. And it looks like Dennis finally got to sell a painting. So it's moved him just one little bit closer to the top of his career. I think he's about level 7 as a painter at the moment. I discovered that at some point he has started making this sculpture, so I told him to go finish it. It just sits there partly finished and nobody else can use the sculpting station. So that is why he's now trying to finish that chair in a hurry, he's been told. Now Dennis's lifetime wish is to get to the top of the painting career, but Kendall's lifetime wish is to get to the top of the painting and photography skills. He's managed to get to the top of the painting skill, but that was the first photo he's taken with his new camera that Javan and Gwen brought back for him from Egypt. And Wilfred just discovered another potion. I think that might have been the ghost potion. He keeps on wishing to discover more and more different potions. I think he's going to end up knowing how to make all of them. Lynette just made a bladder flow potion. Some of them have actually got the wish to discover all of the potions. Felicia discovered how to make the ghost potion too. I have no idea why she's not wearing a white coat. Sharonda has not completed her lifetime wish as yet, but she can't do it while she's a teen, so she's going to age up now. Her lifetime wish is to be a forensic specialist, a dynamic DNA profiler, and she needs to join the law enforcement career to be able to get that lifetime wish, and that's something she can't do as a teen. So she's having her birthday now, so she can join the law enforcement career. So there she goes, she's blowing out her candles, and then she'll spin into her young adult body. I wonder what sort of a wardrobe she's going to be given by the game. She got an A at school, so we ought to be able to choose a trait for her. So there she goes, there's the sparkles. There's the spin, and she's got an interesting looking wardrobe, and her new trait will be family oriented, because she too is going to have to marry and have lots of babies. And now it's time for cake. I think I'm going to have to shift something because they usually go for that top chair and they can't use it while the Sims are standing where those two are standing. So I'm going to need to change something. Not right now. I'll just have to try to remember to do it later. So the fair-haired Larry with the blue shirt got a piece of cake. This is his first birthday party since he joined the household. We'll be having another one in a few minutes. As soon as Jerry and Demetria moved away from the top of the table, I was able to get Sharonda to go and sit down and eat her cake. Problem is definitely caused by them standing too close to that top chair. So we'll all enjoy the cake from Sharonda's birthday, and then we'll have a birthday boy, because remember Kobe got his lifetime wish when Javan and Gwen returned from Egypt and they had all of those relics for his private museum. So now that he's got his lifetime wish, he is eligible to age up. And Dennis has discovered there is another cake there, and he and Larry were just standing there waiting for somebody to come and blow out the candles, but then they gave up and walked away. They're going to clean up instead. Kobe knows it's his time to age up, and he's finally made his way across to the cake, and he's about to blow out his candles. While everybody gets excited, we want to see Kobe as a young adult. The candles are gone. He's made his wish. Now we just got to spin into his young adult form. As Larry on the left, he's the new boy in the house. He's got lots to learn yet. I suppose Kobe will end up with the family-oriented trait as well, because he's going to have to get married and have lots of babies, just like everybody else in this family. The only reason he wouldn't get family-oriented at this point is if he's already got it. There you go, he's got family oriented. Well, that top looks okay for a everyday outfit, providing he wasn't having to get dressed up every day to go out into the world. We'll have to give him a job that keeps him at home if we're going to leave him in that outfit. There goes the cake. Now, is he going to struggle to sit down to eat it? No, he was a smart boy. He got the chair at the side. And Sharonda's going to sit beside him and eat cake too. She's going to have a stuffed moodler. 2 pieces of cake's a bit much for one little sim in one afternoon. Oh, go. Boy, look at that. Larry's got cake as well. I suppose a few of them are ending up with 2 pieces of cake, and some won't get any at all. So Wilfred went and put that cake in the fridge. He obviously didn't want to eat it at this point. It'll probably go bad in that fridge. It's a shame Candice is gone because she is in the culinary career and she will eventually get to the top, and she should get the prize fridge. But I don't know if the townies get to collect that fridge. I don't know if the townies actually are allowed to get to the top of the culinary career. We'll have to see what eventuates there. Well, the party's over. Looks like Dennis has got a new passion. He wants to become a mixologist by the look of it. Mixing drinks. He's making party drinks at the bar, and he's going to drink one. There's a bit of an emergency upstairs. Dolores was trying to fix that hi-fi again. Everybody that tries to fix that gets electrocuted or something goes wrong. It's been broken for many episodes now and nobody's been able to fix it. And now it's on fire and likely to burn the whole house down. So she is reacting appropriately for a sim. She's panicking and waving her arms in the air. Fortunately, Kobe pulled a fire extinguisher out of his pocket. And maybe somebody will ring the fire brigade as well. Latoya's decided to help. She's going to panic as well. Megan in the green, she's going to do the same thing. There, Kobe's at work. He's got the fire extinguisher going, and it looks like Alicia's got one too, but she's stopped. The fire must be just about out. Yes, it's out. They've both put their fire extinguishers away. There's Kendall in his blue slippers. You know what? I think I'm going to delete that thing. It's nothing but trouble, and nobody can fix it, but it's still playing. You can't just, it's got to get turned off. There's no way of getting rid of it while it's still making music. Fine. Oh, look, somebody's imaginary friend just came live. That was Wiggles. There you go, there's Wiggles in yellow. Wiggles is going to be a very special sim when she becomes real and gets the makeover that she's going to get in Creator Sim and Stylist. Wiggles seems to be very concerned with Dolores being all singed. Especially is fortunate that Wiggles didn't get burnt when she was a doll. And what would have happened to her if she'd been in Dolores' inventory when Dolores was getting singed like that? Maybe it was lucky she was just sitting out on the floor. Oh, there's Larry playing computer games. He's found the TV and the game controller. Sometime later, Dolores, Demetria and Sharonda were trying to make potions, but Sharonda got singed. It was Dennis's lucky day. He was finally allowed to sell a painting, and he edged that little bit closer to getting his lifetime wish of making it to the top of the painting career. And that small painting that's not finished yet and the easel closest to us, that's being painted by Larry. Hopefully he'll come back and finish it before too long. And Dennis has started another painting. He's got to keep doing that because he needs to get his lifetime wish. Alicia doesn't mind if Dennis completes his lifetime wish or not, but what she does want is to be able to make ambrosia, just in case he dies before they have as many children as they need. She wants him there to help her raise them as well. So she's going to learn how to make ambrosia before she moves out, which means that she's got a lot of recipes to learn, and she's got to work hard on her cooking skill because she's got to be level 10 a cook to be able to learn the recipe for ambrosia. Now she's finally become live. Poor Wiggles is trying so hard to be patient. All she can do is wonder when Dolores is finally going to get around to offering her that wonderful magical potion that will make her real. She really, really, really wants to be real, and she doesn't want to have to be encouraged. She just wants the potion, and she's gone on a little walk and a wander to see if she can track down Dolores and try to convince her to offer her the potion. She didn't even stop to watch Demetria, and there's Demetria's private aquarium. That's how she got her lifetime wish. She's not breaking space rocks, she's breaking boards. At least you can break them. She's making progress. Here we go, there's Wiggles, and she's found Dolores. Can she please come and make me real. She got ignored, so she's going back to see what she can see around the house. Oh, Demetria just made a liquid horror potion. It'll give somebody the horrified moodlet for 8 hours. Dennis is working hard on his next painting. I've still got to get Larry to come and finish that landscape with pink mountain with a yellow squiggle on it and a big yellow sun with a big smiley face. Dennis has finished his painting. Will I keep that one or will I let him sell it? I think he might have already done one like that, so he might be okay to sell that one. So, yes, he sold it. He got over 1,000 simoleons, and here comes Larry to finish off his painting. He's just starting to learn how to paint. I guess Dennis had better start another one. He needs to keep painting and selling to get to the top of his career. Yeah, I think I'll let him sell that one when he's finished it as well. So it is graduation time for Sharonda and Kobe. They are the last pair to have aged up to young adult. Demetria's imaginary friend is still in her inventory. Dolores's imaginary friend is Wiggles, and Wiggles is getting very impatient, wanting to be made real. But we've got a few things to do before Wiggles can get her hands on that potion. Still got a bit of a problem with some of the females having lost their formal outfits. I'm going to have to replace those formal outfits and save the changes. But we might be seeing them in their beige nighties for a while yet, because I have played quite a long way ahead. At least the snowman's gone from in front of the door. Winter's over. That looks like Robbie. He must have been visiting City Hall for some reason. I tried to add Felicia's future husband in here as well, but it wasn't going to work. The game just didn't like the extra sim. So I only added one future spouse, because we do need to leave a bit of space for the imaginary friends. Aha, there's Candice coming out as well. She must have been there with Robbie much later, and Robbie is going back in, and that is Claudette Cameron that's just come out, and Edith is going in. So we're seeing quite a few of the townies that we met in a previous episode. Of course, Robbie is part of the family. He's just moved out and become a townie recently. So the graduation's over, and that is Kobe, who just tossed his diploma in the air and caught it. Kendall is in the blue shirt, and then Jerry has come out, followed by Latoya in the yellowish green top. There's Lynette. See, it's important that they have their correct formal outfits, because that's how I recognise them. And I think that's Alicia standing directly behind Latoya. It's taking sim hours for Sharonda to come out and toss her diploma, so I cut a heap out. A lot of them have already gone home, but there she is. She just tossed her diploma, and now we'll let the rest of them go home. The one in that pink dress is Megan, and that large one in the blue dress is a paparazzi. We're going to be working a lot more with the teens from now on in, because they really need to get their lifetime wishes completed. When Dolores got home, she found Wiggles waiting impatiently. Since Dolores wasn't doing anything in particular at the time, she decided she'd stop holding out on poor Wiggles and offer her the potion so she could become real. Finally, Dolores puts poor Wiggles out of her misery and hands her the potion, and Wiggles can't drink it down fast enough. Oh, she so wants to be real, and she's got her thoughts on Dennis. Nah, he's not for you, I'm afraid, Miss Wiggles. Dennis is for Alicia. Oh, and Dolores got 1,000 lifetime happiness points from making Wiggles real. Why did she wait so long? Now, when I saw Wiggles real, she looked nothing like I'd had in mind, and she was so pretty, I almost left her as she was. But I thought, no, I've decided to give all of my imaginary friends a dramatically drastic makeover, and this is what I did to Wiggles. We'll keep Wiggles in the household for a while. She can read lots of recipes and get lots of skills, and fishing books and all that sort of thing. It's taking me a long time with gameplay, but I won't make you sit and watch through all of the reading. There are Sims sitting all around the house on various seats, reading. I'm keeping them all busy. Now this lot, from left to right around the table in a clockwise direction. The first one is Kendall. He is going to probably be the last one to age up to young adult because he's got a lot of work to do on his photography skill. Next to Kendall is Latoya. She is almost there. She wants to be a Renaissance sim, and she's just about got the skills she needs. Then there's Dolores. She's already a young adult. And Wynne, who was Dolores's imaginary friend made real. And then there's Dennis, Larry, and Jerry on the right-hand side of the table. You can hardly see Dennis, but his black hair is sort of haloing Larry's blonde. Dennis and Larry, of course, are the future husbands of Alicia and Lynette, respectively. Just thought we'd see the children or the teens heading for school. We've now only got 5 teens going to school still. Remember when we were dropping 15 off every morning for school? It's a much smaller bunch of teens being left behind to study all day. I think they're all up to grade A at the moment, so it's just a matter of finishing off their lifetime wishes. And at least 3 of them are wanting to be the Renaissance sim, and that requires them to get to level 10 in any 3 skills. They've all got at least 1 skill, some have got 2 skills, and they were just working on a few, doing a bit of extra work. It won't take long before they're all ready to age up to young adult. And there's Larry working in the garden, building some gardening skill. Kobe's got level 10 gardening, but somebody's got to keep the plants alive. And those cheeses, they worry me a bit, because the sim who planted them was Gwen, and she had the opportunity to deliver harvestables, and she learned how to plant egg and cheese plants. But now she's moved out, and nobody in the household will be able to plant cheese again unless one of them gets that same opportunity. Now, Wynne joined the science career because her lifetime wish is the same as Felicia's, so that's the pair of them sitting together there. They're on their way home from work reading recipes. They both want to be creature robot crossbreeders, and they're actually inside. There's a courtyard in the middle of the science facility. It's all part of a rabbit hole. Now, this sim sitting there typing, that's Joni, and she needs to get to level 10 in writing. She's already got to level 10 in painting to get her lifetime wish. It's going to take her a bit of work. She hasn't really enjoyed applying herself to the writing skill, but I'm going to keep her at it. Joni just needs to get to level 10 in painting and writing to get her lifetime wish. That is Megan over there. She wants to be a Renaissance sim. She's already got to level 10 in handiness, and she's almost there in a few other skills. She's very keen on the martial arts, so I decided to let her continue to train on that training dummy in the hope that she'll get the last little bit of the athletic skill. But there are much faster ways to improve the athletic skill. Sims are scattered on comfy seats all around the house as they work towards learning as many recipes as possible and getting all of their fishing bait books read. There's currently 16 Sims in the household. Here's Constance, Megan and Wilfred all working on trying to find a potion. Constance and Megan would like to find the potion to make their imaginary friends real. And it's convenient for Megan to be doing this because she's learning the logic skill and she's resting after she has worn herself out working on her athletic skill by training on that training dummy. Some of these Sims went ahead and discovered all 10 potions because they suddenly started developing a wish to find all 10 potions. Some success with the discovery of potions. Wilfred's been obsessed with making potions for ages now. Once he's learned all of the potions, I'm going to not allow him anywhere near those chemistry tables again. Alicia's got the stir-crazy moodlet and she's working so hard, and she is going to read all of the recipes up to and including ambrosia. Candice is the only other sim that has done that or will do that. I'm not going to allow the rest of them to read that many recipes. They'll just read recipes up to whatever their cooking skill level happens to be. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll start working on the next episode. Bye bye for now, and happy simming.